It is a good morning, and oh my goodness, another freaking rough day in a row. But if I'm being honest, I've just been kind of pushing myself. I kind of knew the price action would be like this today, and I wanted to go ahead and keep trading anyways. So I've just been doing a lot of learning the past few days. I've picked up on a lot of characteristics that the market does in particular market environments. So when the run is not that quick, I've noticed that on the lower time frames it does chop around a lot, and on the higher time frames it holds PD arrays. But that being said, this is the trade performance of today. I lost $300 at the peak, and I managed to get it all back with pretty much one trade. Um, of course, it says that it's not one trade because there were a bunch of contracts on it. But this is how we're ending off the week, at least, at the very least, $15 in profit. We have one winning day. So yeah, we did not make a dent in the 500 that we need to make back, but at least we didn't lose another 300, which is what it was looking like. And to be honest, once again, my bias was right. I was looking for all of these sells after it took the equal highs up here, and after it manipulated like this at 930. But there was just, look at this. If you look at the 1 minute, so much chop on this run to the downside, and it just got me. But we did manage to catch a nice sell in here, so I'll show you all of the trade entries. Let's just close this for now. We have to go back a while. So this was the winning trade at the end. I did want to hold some contracts lower, but I was so done with it at this point. And look, it did range after that, and it's continuing down, but I was not going to hold through all of this, and I had to drive my mom somewhere. So yeah. So lots of break-evens, lots of little wins, but man, in the morning before this, we had so many losses. So right here, I was looking for longs to manipulate into here, equal highs, to then go short, which is not what I should be doing, but you know what? It is what it is. Over here, we're chasing it lower and chasing it lower once again, although I did have an expectation for it to go lower. So we did get that buy-side manipulation, which I was looking for over here, but we got it after here. So 3 little stop losses over here. Well, not very little, 70. This is also like 10 points, and this is also almost 10 points. So, you know, the entries and the exits were not that good. The stops were not that good. The ideas were not that good. I was not as dialed in as I maybe wanted to be. But then we had this at 40 to 45. So from 40 to 45. And then once it cleared up these highs, I was very confident it was going down. We had dollar showing bullishness. We had this holding bearish order flow, and then we chopped. Why did we chop? Because dollar was going down at the same time as Nasdaq and ES, which results in this kind of choppy condition. But we did manage to squeak a profit. So when the conditions are like this, usually you want to just catch the next PD array like here and make sure that you don't miss the trade because it'll run really quickly. When the conditions are like this, what you want to do is wait for some kind of high to be taken and then enter short, because it's going to do that a lot. It'll take all of these highs every single time. Look, it'll do this, and then it'll come back up here, stop everyone out, and then continue lower, run this trend line, and then continue lower. So yeah, let's look at the winning trades because there were a lot of them. We had a break even over here. This was a very unfortunate break even. I guess I was just scared at this point. I should have kept my stop above here, above the breaker or something. But as soon as it went in my favor, I was like, okay, let me just put it at break even. No need to lose any more already. And then it ran from 76 all the way into these lows. So for 40 points, and I managed to catch an entry over here at 50, but we missed out on all of this. But I already had an entry, but got ticked out on break even. Very unfortunate, but that is what happens when you take 3 stops while you're not exactly sure what the market is trying to do yet. And then after this, I was pretty dialed in. But yeah, so we entered here, got out at these lows. I should have taken off 2 down here, to be honest, and then we got stopped out at break even for the other too. So I took one off, and I maybe should have taken off another one. But to be honest, how big of a difference does that make? 20 bucks, you know, it is what it is. Then we took another stop over here trying to sell this, which, you know, not the smartest thing since we did have these equal highs over here. But then here I was ready. Here we had boom, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, swept these highs, boom, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, creating this balanced price range. And as soon as I saw this hold, I was short on the next fair value gap. So this held, I shorted this 5-second fair value gap. My stop was at consequent encroachment of the balanced price range, and we were short 3 contracts. One came off under these lows. Another one was trailed to in profit, you know, just in case. So this was better management on this trade. And then we had one at pretty much break even. So if it was exactly a break even, we would have not gotten stopped out, and then we would have caught a lot more. But I was trying to protect, you know, some of that open profit. So we exited at the mean threshold of this order block right above the fair value gap. Then we had another sell right over here at consequent encroachment of this fair value gap. It ran up here, barely stopped me out. I mean, yeah, the thing is this fair value gap was so wide that I couldn't afford to like put my stop all the way up here. So I put a tighter stop, and then we got stopped out, and then we took another stop and got stopped out right before it went in our favor ultimately. So that's annoying. And then here we tried to sell again, and for some reason I took one singular buy trade right over here because this had taken some lows at this point, and I thought maybe we could run these highs in these choppy conditions, but obviously not the case. And then we took, oh my goodness, what a terrible buy right over here. I wanted to put my stop in here, but it just ran very quickly against me. So yeah, there weren't any fair value gaps over here to short off of. But yeah, this was just not the best trading, to be honest. This is a $70 stop. This was pretty much all of my stop for the day. Death by 1,000 cuts, you know? Could have definitely been a lot better. And I knew that these conditions were going to be like this, but I traded it anyway. And then we took a break even here, and then another break even over here. And then finally, it took this high, these two highs, entered into this 5-second fair value gap, and then I was short on this volume imbalance, and then we had a nice win. Then we were patient. So this was 405. This target was from the 1-minute chart over here, 405, this low. So we managed to get out right at 405 on one contract, and one was just below this low, and then we got stopped out on the last contract, which I was leaving for a runner. And then we had this whole run up in here, clear out this trend line. Then we had a 5-second fair value gap holding with ES and dollar confirmation, and I was short over here, stop above this high, and it held, and then it made another 5-second fair value gap. Then I trailed it under this high, and it ran in our favor. First partial under here, then it ran up here, and it created 2 fair value gaps, a balanced price range. So I entered another trade while my runners on this trade were still active, and the stop was above this breaker over here. So we didn't get stopped out on any of that, and yes, that is 2 positions in the same direction, but my first position was offsetting my second position. So if I had gotten stopped out on everything, it would have been break even. Since my first entry was here and the second one was here, the average entry price was like here, and we already took one partial, and then we just partialed at this low, and then we partialed over here because I just wanted to get off another partial. And then this was another target from the 1-minute chart, and then finally the last contract was trailed to a lot of profit, and we got out on that one as well. So that's how we made back all of the losses, and then I got off the charts, and yeah, you know, not a lot going on afterwards. Pretty much I stopped trading over here because look, it's 380. This fair value gap was my final target. I mean, yes, these lows I had marked out as well. But look at this price action. There was no way I would have held those runners through all of this. So my final exit was like at 80, which is this fair value gap. So another rough day, but hey, at least we didn't end on a bad note. So plus $15. We didn't eat back into the $500 of losses, but I'm very happy to book at least a break even slash slightly winning day instead of a massive loss. Again, my analysis is right. Once it took these highs, so initially on the day, actually, I was considering that it might go up here or up here, but I knew that we are overwhelmingly bearish on the daily chart. So I wasn't too hard on those long biases, even though it was Friday. And then we took these this trend line over here with the equal highs pre-AM, and then at 9:30 we had these equal highs with a fair value gap, which were manipulated at 9:45, and then we were looking for shorts ever since it retraded up in here, and we had all of these sell targets. So on a day like this, it would have been optimal for me to just sell. Let me clear this chart. So once it took these highs, it would have been nice to either just sell this fair value gap, which is in a premium of this leg, or once this is held, I could sell this fair value gap and keep my stop above the manipulation, because once it manipulates over here, it should never come back here if it's bearish. If it's bullish, then it'll come and stop me out. But I could just enter here, put my stop over there, which is a rather wide stop of 50 points. But, you know, this is one possible way for me to trade it. And then the target, of course, is partial over here and another partial over here. So, and that's, yeah, 70 and 150 points on the, wait, what? How did this move? There we go. That is 70 and 115 points on the partials for that. And yeah, I mean, that concludes the trading week. This gave me back a little bit of confidence. I mean, all 3 days my analysis has been right. It's just that I've been getting stopped out and chopped out because my entries have been a little bit rushed. I'm really pushing it for no reason. I just have to be more calm and patient and yeah, let the market speak to me, because when it does, like right over here, I know what I'm doing. So I just need to let that play out. I really do love the 3 micros risk management. I mean, again, 300 in losses. If I had traded any more, it would have been like double that. So we would have basically blown the account if I wasn't trading such low leverage. But that being said, I'm quite happy that we managed to scrape it back. I mean, bittersweet, you know, we didn't get any of the other losses back, but at least we didn't book another losing day. And it gave me back a little bit of confidence that I know what I'm doing. And I know that I just need to let time play out. I mean, 100K in accounts, and it's only like day 4 of trading them. So I really need to think in the long term. Like, let's say 3 weeks from now, I would have had 15 trading days. And if at least a few of them were green, then we should be back at break even or even in some profit on the accounts. So yeah, that being said, have an amazing weekend. I am not trading this anymore. I mean, it might come down here, but this reacted off the daily order block, and look, dollar is also, you know, just chopping around in here. It's Friday. It's already moved so much. I mean, pre-AM, it did like a whole market maker buy model. Like from here, it went down here like 300 points. Wait, is that actually Thursday? Yeah. Wow, it went down like almost 400 points. Yeah, 350 points, and then all the way back up 350 more to take out this buy side. And then we had, yeah, 200 points to the downside. So very big range days, a lot of opportunity. I am quite happy with that. At least we're not stuck in that daily range anymore. That was terrible. Remember that? Up here, all of this chopping around. Well, that's over. So now it's going down. And yeah, we'll be intraday scalping next week as well. ICT dropped the live stream. He was like, yeah, target large amounts. I'm good. I am a beginner trader. and I just want to get my base hits just more often than not. And yes, I could target 100 point trades, but I just want to make a little bit of a win, trade very low risk and high velocity rather than trying to be right every time I trade. I just like high risk to reward trades which quickly move in my favor. But yeah, that being said, have an amazing weekend. At least we got a nice little win, and drop a subscribe, drop a like, and drop a comment. See you guys soon.